So just coming to settle, maybe taking a slow, deep breath in through the nose. And as you do so, just stretching up the body a little. And as you breathe out, allowing the belly and the chest to relax, shoulder blades to drop down the back. But if it's okay for you, just keeping a bit of straightness in the spine. And then we're just going to set the intention for the practice. Maybe an intention of staying present, curious. And the intention of doing this wonder practice. And just touching in with the motivation. Why would we do that? And how it could be beneficial to us. And if it's beneficial to us, it can also be beneficial to those around us. Then just bringing your awareness to the breath. We're just going to use the breath to settle the mind. So maybe just lengthening the in-breath slightly. So the in-breath and the out-breath are about the same length as each other. And possibly counting to 3 or 4 in the in-breath, 3 or 4 in the out-breath. Or saying words like, I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. Regulation of the breath doesn't work for you, then just bring your awareness to the natural breath. If this is difficult at times, you can just bring your awareness to the contact of the hands, maybe on the thighs, maybe pressing down lightly and releasing. So by regulating the breath, using the counting of the words, or using the touch, just giving the mind something to focus on. And by doing that, you might allow the mind just to slow slightly, thoughts to slow, maybe space between thoughts. But just accepting the experience as it is at this moment in time. The mind wanders, just going back to the breath, the words and counting, the contact. So we're just slightly lengthening the in-breath, so the in-breath and the out-breath are about the same length as each other. And maybe saying, I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. Or maybe counting to 3 or 4 in the in-breath and the out-breath. If that doesn't work for you, maybe use the contact of the hands on the thighs. Yes, maybe just allowing our thoughts just to slow slightly, maybe settle. And sometimes we might experience it as if the thoughts are speeding up, and just accepting that as it is. When the mind wanders, just coming back, the breath, the counting of the words, the contact. And then just bring your awareness particularly to the out-breath. Being curious as to what happens in the body with each out-breath. and possibly maybe a sense of relaxation as we breathe out. You might feel like our awareness is dropping into the body. And just letting go the regulation of the breath, the counting of the words, the contact. And then as you breathe in, it's as if you're breathing in up from your toes to the top of the head. And as you breathe out from the top of the head down to the toes. And each breath, just scanning the body, just being curious about what sensations are there at the moment. Not getting caught up in any one sensation, not judging them, just noting. Maybe becoming aware of your reaction to the sensations. The ones that you want, ones that you don't want. Not getting caught up in that, but just noticing. Breathing in, scanning up through the body, and breathing out, scanning down the body. And just gently as you breathe out next time, bring your attention down to the feet. The feet are touching the ground, just holding your attention here, or if they're not touching the ground, maybe the body on the chair. And then as you breathe in, maybe saying to yourself, breathing in, I connect to the earth. You should breathe out. Breathing out, I release to the earth. Breathing in, I connect to the earth. Breathing out, I release to the earth. Really connecting with the sense of the feet touching the ground or the body on the chair. The sense of being held by the ground and gravity. Breathing in, I connect to the earth. Breathing out, I release to the earth. And then just gently letting go awareness, particularly of the feet or the body on the chair. And just bring your attention back to the breath. To do something similar. So as you breathe in, saying to ourselves, breathing in, I connect to the world. As we breathe out, breathing out, I release to the world. Breathing in, I connect to the world. Breathing out, I release to the world. Recognizing how our breath connects us to the world. How the air links us to so many creatures, to the plants. Cycle, a breath, a respiration. The moisture, the cycle of the rivers and the sea and lakes. All the chemical processes in the world, all connected through the breath. Breathing in, I connect to the world. Breathing out, I release to the world. How the components of that breath come from the first stars. linking us with our ancestors, as well as all the living things now. Breathing in, I connect with the world. Breathing out, I release to the world. And just letting go particular tension on breath or the body. Just going to rest the mind in the present. Doing this, we let thoughts just arise and go. Sensations rise and go, emotions arising and going, or experiences. We don't get caught up in them. Just like watching clouds going across the sky. If we get caught up in thinking, as our minds often do, maybe just using sound. It's a way of just anchoring to the present. So just sound generally, not bringing attention to any particular sound, not getting caught up in listening, just hearing. We still have that open awareness. Just checking where the mind's gone. If your mind's wandered, just noticing where it's wandered to, and just coming back to the present. Just using sound as an anchor. And then we're just going to do this practice. Bringing to mind aspects of the nature of our world. And while we do it, it's about bringing a child's perspective, a curious perspective to it. It's as if, as we bring our minds to these things, it's the first time we've really experienced it or thought about it. Touching in with our sort of intuition, our inner feelings, rather than the analytical part of our brain. Bringing to mind an acorn, you might picture it or sense it, imagine it. Bringing to mind a large oak tree. And that sense of how the acorn became the oak tree. Again, maybe imagining or sensing the acorn producing roots, opening and producing a shoot. And that tiny, tender oak tree absorbent of nutrients, of water. The first leaves absorb the energy of the sun and the growth, higher and bigger. And maybe just holding the acorn and the large oak tree in mind. And seeing if there maybe is a sense of wonderment about how such a small thing as an acorn could produce such a big thing as a tree. all those processes are. Although we develop in knowledge within science, maybe that magical feeling of how such a small thing can become such a big thing. And then letting go of maybe the image or sensing of the acorn and the oak tree. Just going to bring to mind maybe a carrot seed or another seed that you know, but a small seed, almost invisible, light. And then a carrot plant. Maybe the carrot plant that's actually been left so it comes to flower. 3 foot high with beautiful white tiny flowers. And again, just holding that tiny seed in mind and the plant in mind. And that wonder that how such a tiny seed can produce such a plant. How its roots, the carrot, can be so tasty and nutritious for us. Again, just sensing into that almost magical sense of a tiny seed holding everything it needs in conjunction with the earth, water and sun to become a plant and to produce food for us. And letting go of any particular images, sensing, and just bringing to mind a plant, a flowering one, or a tree, a shrub, whatever, something that is really close to you, that's something that you really like. Bring to mind how that plant might grow. Is it a seed or a bulb, a cutting? Maybe being aware of the process of planting, of animals that eat it, and the droppings producing the right environment for the seed eaten to be nurtured. The first stirrings as a root comes out, and then the leaves, the growing of the plant, the beauty of the tiny seedling, and then whether plant it is as it comes to maturity, all the features that make it so beautiful for you. Maybe it's its leaves, maybe it's its flowers, or maybe it has a scent. Just being aware of all the qualities of this plant. Maybe there's a texture to it, a taste to it, a smell. All those elements in this one plant. Just then seeing this plant coming to the end of its life. As it fades, it might drop leaves. As it dies off, as it returns to the soil, it becomes a nutrient for other plants. That ever increasing cycle of life. Letting go of this image, maybe just bringing to mind a butterfly. Seeing a butterfly eggs, and the eggs hatching into tiny, tiny caterpillars that become bigger and bigger until they form a chrysalis. And how the caterpillar somehow manages to become a butterfly within that chrysalis and then emerge Seeing the butterfly fly off. And again, that wonderment. And the whole process. And then becoming aware of us as humans, the complexity, how each of us have arrived here through the union of two unique cells. Maybe just seeing there's a sense of wonderment about how that two cells becoming the one full cell becomes a whole human. That whole process. A miracle for each of us, unique. And our development so quickly. We're born, and within a few months we're moving, we have words, we connect and communicate. We have curiosity, we explore the world. Wonderment about that body. So many cells, all functioning in different organs, allowing us to move and to live, just like other animals. This process is happening across the whole of the animal kingdom. And letting go of particular awareness again, or maybe us and other animals, and just widening our thoughts to the whole world. Maybe a wonderment about that whole connection between the plants and the animals. Single cell organisms that were first on the earth, allowed us to develop through so many stages, and the complexity of all the cycles. We understand more and more how everything is so interrelated. This blue world, this solar system, this galaxy. So full of beauty. Maybe just bring a sense of gratitude. Gratitude that we can be part of this wider cycle. Gratitude for all that's around us. Maybe also that we can appreciate this. Noticing how it feels in the body, just feel this sense of wonderment and gratitude. And while sensing this, maybe just setting an intention that maybe we can keep that sense of wonderment. We can bring our childlike curiosity to the things around us in our daily life. Again, touching on the motivation. Why would we do that? How could it benefit us? maybe you're also offering a wish. All those that may be in difficult circumstances, who's so caught up in what's going on, don't have that sense of wonderment, gratitude, maybe a wish that maybe they could find that like we have.